Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. So in my current round of No Pen Left Behind, I did have this palette right here pulled. This is the On Canote palette with Sigma Beauty. And I have since already completed this No Pen Left Behind style, but this whole video is inspired by this shade right here, which is the shade Worthy. I used this shade the other day for my look and loved it so much. It's so beautiful. It's like a really gorgeous copper shade. And I really wanted to create this really pretty copper cranberry leaning eye. So another palette that's also in my No Pen Left Behind is the Natasha Denona Love palette. And in particular, we have some of these shades like this and this that are like the perfect tones that I think would go very well with that gold shade. Of course, you can just use this palette and use one of these shades, but that shade stuck out to me in the Sigma palette, and I just want to create a really pretty look. It's definitely a very fall-inspired look, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking past summer. I'm over summer. I really want the fall time here now because it is just way too hot. Of course, I know where I live, it stays hot or warm pretty much most of the year anyway, but I'm just ready for the fall season because, look, I already have a lot of my dark decor and my Halloween decor out already. I've already purchased some fall-inspired candles. This guy, look at him. Look at this guy. Is he not the most incredible? I can't even get him into frame. He's huge. Is he not the most beautiful, gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your life? I know somebody's watching thinking, no, he is not. But I love him to death. This gorgeous horse. And of course we have like the Grim Reaper with his pumpkin. The pumpkin does light up. I don't know if I can show you that. Oh yeah, I can. It does light up. I just think he is everything and more. He's my fourth kind of more, spooky statue, if you will. I have 3 headless horseman statues that all have like the horse with them. I know they made one a figurine of the man just by himself, but no, the horse is the selling point for me. And look at this guy. I want it to be fall. I want it to be Halloween. I want to decorate already for that, and he is glorious. So now I definitely want to create a beautiful fall inspired look. The only thing I've done right quick off camera is apply my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. The sunscreen I had on is extremely glowy. It was the one from Tower 28, and I still have a lot of glow to my face, but this definitely helps tone down the glow to a little bit more of what I'm looking for in a glowy kind of vibe, and I like applying this, and I find that I don't have any issues with other primers over the top of this, because I mean, it does say it's like a serum too, so I guess you could almost maybe possibly use it, I mean, as a primer, but then maybe also like a skin serum, I'm not sure. But I do have that on, so we're gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my prep steps right here too. For my other primer, I'm gonna wear the Smashbox Original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. This was sent to me in PR, and I have really been liking it. I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and mostly keep that right in here on the nose and this part, like the T-zone area. I definitely have larger pores on my nose than I do anywhere else, so I don't mind bringing it out here or anything, but I much prefer to keep it like right in this area. And for my lip prep, I'm just going to go in with this Say Glossy Bounce Lip Oil, which is in the shade Bubble. And then for my eyeshadow primer, I love to go in with my Tower 28 Serum Concealer. This one's in the shade BH. I definitely feel like I'll get an empty eventually on that concealer. I use it every single time I do my makeup. I do really love it. I want to use this one up and then purchase it in the next shade. And then over the top of that, I'm going to use the Tower 28 Get Set powder. This one is in Palisades Pink. I am trying to hit pan, and you can see I have a pretty big dip in this powder. I have pretty large pan in the translucent version, so I'm trying to hit pan in the pink one. And then I'm just going to go over that and set everything. Honestly, this is my favorite eyeshadow primer duo, and I know neither one of them are eyeshadow primer, but they work very well for me. I have not had any issues whatsoever. Okay, now just to start out for my crease, I'm going to pick up the shade Tan from the Sigma palette on a Sigma E54. I have already completed this palette in my No Pen Left Behind, and I'll just give a little spoiler. Well, let me zoom in. There we go. I really have enjoyed every single look I created with this palette. I just think it's so easy to work with. It's really, really pretty. The shades blend out very easily, so I've been enjoying it. Now, the Natasha Denona, the Love palette, that was the next one that I'm planning on working on. So this video will help me get a good head start on that palette as well. If I remember to do so, but hopefully this part will remind editing me to do this, I'll put in a timestamp at the very beginning of the video so you can skip to straight to the actual makeup look, because I know not everybody might be interested in hearing me talk about my little Halloween figure here with the Grim Reaper and the horse. I don't know, I mean, personally for me, I love when creators talk about stuff outside of makeup too, like beauty creators, when they show parts of their, well, I hate to say parts of their lives when it's nothing but me showing a horse, but something that they love or that interests them outside of makeup. Like maybe they collect something and they're just sharing it with you. I don't know. I really love when creators do that. But I know not everybody probably feels the same way, so I'll try to remember to put that timestamp. Okay, now from the Love palette, I'm going to mix two different shades. I'm going to mix the shade Heart and, what is the shade? Heartbeat. I'm going to just mix the two of these. I'm mostly going to pick up this shade right here because I want a little bit more of a darker outer corner, so I might also eventually take a little bit of that Commitment shade, but we're going to start with those two more red shades. So I'm going to dip into Heart first, which is the more red of the two, and then I'm going to really dip into that Heartbeat shade. And we're going to press that on this outer half. Yeah, I really wanted this more darker shade out here, because I think it's going to be so beautiful paired up with that beautiful gold, kind of like these gold earrings, which I've mentioned before when I wear these. These are like my go-to fall earrings. I don't know where they come from, but if you just like go online to any place that sells stuff and type in like vine hoop earrings, you'll find very similar things to them. Because they're old, I've had them for a while. Yeah, that is the shade. That is the shade I was looking for. Something really beautiful and dark. It almost looks like a burgundy, like a cranberry burgundy, which is definitely what I was looking for. Alright, we're going to do the same thing on this side. Honestly, it's kind of giving me the shade that I wanted in the first place, so I probably won't have to go into that Commitment shade. You know, I always said that I didn't really care much for this palette from Natasha Denona. It wasn't one of my favorites, but honestly, those two mixed turned out really perfect, like what I'm looking for. Okay, we're going to go back into that Sigma and Note palette, and I am going to pick up this Worthy shade on my finger. And we're going to place that right here. I mean, look at that shade. Is that not gorgeous? I used this shade the other day in a look from this palette, and oh my gosh, I fell in love with how beautiful this shade is, and paired up with that really pretty burgundy cranberry kind of shade is exactly what I wanted. It's like the perfect fall eye. If you're going for more of these warm tones like this, which I love warm tones for the fall. I mean, I love warm tones year round. I have a warm undertone, so these shades look a lot better on me anyway. But this is just so pretty. I love everything about that. I believe right now on Sigma's, well, no, I shouldn't say. By the time this video goes up, they might not be having this kind of promo going on. But they did have it where if you spent like $65, you can get this Note palette for free. So I don't know if by the time this video goes up, if that's still the case. But if there was other things you were wanting from Sigma, and you know, if you wanted this palette for free, you might can do that if the promo's still going on. If it's not, I'm sorry. But I will say this, and this is just based on me, of course, I think this palette was worth the money that I paid for it, because it is just really pretty, very easy to work with. I enjoyed using it in my No Pen Left Behind. I'm kind of sad that I've completed it now. I mean, of course I can still reach for it, but with this No Pen Left Behind, I like to then move on to the next palette that's in my little lineup, and I mean, just, that is a beautiful, rich like orangey gold. I guess that's the best way you can put it, like a very pretty orangey, coppery kind of gold. Well, maybe copper is the better word. Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, maybe like a copper. But I just think it's so pretty, and especially paired up with those really deep red shades. Okay, and just so I can say that I'm going to knock out one more shade in this Natasha Denona palette, I'm going to take a small angled brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Commitment. And I'm going to use that to line my lash line. I think that's pretty. It adds like a little bit of some thickness to the lash line. That's very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my under eyes. I'm first going to start out with the Cali Ray Hideaway Under Eye Serum Concealer in Pale Sun. These two, well, this one and the concealer I'm about to use are in my everyday makeup drawer, so I just wanted to get some good use out of them. And this concealer is from Ilia. This is the True Skin Serum Concealer, and this one is in SC.5 Arrowroot. I really like the two of these mixed together. I think they create such a really pretty combo. Okay, and just so I can continue using this palette from Natasha Denona, since it is in my No Pen Left Behind, let's see here. I'm going to take the shade Passion. Is that the right shade? Yes. This shade right here, the shade Passion. You can definitely go back in with the other shades if you have both of these palettes and you're following along, or if you have something similar. But I'm just trying to use as many of these shades as I can, since this is in my No Pen Left Behind. And it was the next one that I'm going to be working on anyway. Ooh, honestly, that's a perfect shade. Because I don't think you'll be able to tell on camera, but in person, it's almost like a mixture of these two. Like this dark shade with some coppery kind of sparkle in it. So that's perfect. I'm just going to take that about halfway. And then on that same brush, I am going to take the shade Lifetime. And I'm going to place that on the beginning half of that lower lash line. Honestly, if you have the Love palette but not the Sigma, you probably could create this same look using just this palette or something very, very similar. You definitely don't need the makeup that I'm using, okay? Like, I don't ever want anyone to think that any makeup I'm mentioning that I'm telling you, you need it. No. I just wanted to do a fall look centered around that one shade from that Sigma palette because I just really loved it when I created a look with it the other day. Now, I don't know if this shade would be bright enough, but I'm going to try it. This is the shade first. I'm going to take it on that same brush. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take it on that Sigma E54. Let's pop that right there. It might not be all that bright. No, it's not. It's definitely not. But I'm going to do it anyway because that'll be one more shade knocked out with this palette. Now I'm just going to apply some mascara and I'll be right back. I know I had to kind of cut that off really quickly before I could show you the look, even before I applied the mascara, but my camera will only record for so long before it cuts itself off. It was 30 seconds from about to do that, so I just took the opportunity to say I'm going to apply my mascara, which I use the Makeup by Mario Master Mascara, which is a really good mascara. But here is this eye look. I'll get in a little closer here so you can see it. I think it's so pretty. It's everything that I was hoping it would look like. Okay, we're going to move on to the face, and I'm first going to use this Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint and, well, Hydrating Foundation Stick. And this one's in the shade 1.5 Fair. I have really been enjoying this month. I just think it's really good, especially if you're going in with a very matte foundation like what I'm going to be doing today. I find that it just works so well underneath the foundation like that. Oh, and this is a brush from Versed. So far, this is the only brush that they have, but I'm hoping that they make more brushes. This one is so nice. And these earrings. I wonder if can I do it like that and hook them? And just hook them around my ear right quick while I'm doing this. So I just think it gives a beautiful glow, because see, this is before, and then you can see. I just think it gives such a nice glow to the skin. I can't believe these earrings, they're big enough where I can kind of wrap them around just a little bit. They're not pulling, by the way, just to kind of keep them out of my way without completely taking them out. And then use the same Versed brush. I've just been really loving this. This was a good test for me. I wanted to place this product in my everyday makeup drawer so I can kind of see if it was something I wanted to keep, and I definitely do. I just think it's a really lovely product. I don't ever take it on the forehead or anything like that because I find that pretty good there. Don't want really that much extra glow on the forehead, but I like it on this area, especially when I'm going in with a matte foundation. And the matte foundation is this one from CoverGirl. This is their Blurring Skin Tint SPF 30, and mine's in the shade Fair Warm. This does have more of a matte finish to it, so if you were into that, you might really enjoy this one. I do like it, I just like to have a little bit more glow underneath it. You really don't need much of this because I find that for a skin tint, has pretty decent coverage. So I'm just going to take what's left on my hand and pick it up with my sponge. And then go in. I mean, it's a really lovely skin tint. I've been really impressed by it. I like that it has a little bit of SPF in it too. Of course, I know I rely on a standard SPF and then I just like to add this over the top. I wouldn't use this as a standalone SPF. Okay, before I go in with any powder, I do have some cream and liquid products here. So the first thing I'm going to go in with is this Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer. This one's in the shade Hey Honey. I love this stuff. It is so good. I wish I had tried it sooner. I know that a lot of people really love this one, and I find that definitely a small amount. The first time I applied it, I went in way too much, and you definitely do not need that much of it, but it is so beautiful. When you do this, like I just tap once, it does remind me a lot of my beloved Tower 28 bronzer, which don't get me wrong, that one is still top tier for me, but this one is really good. So I just love how it's a very natural bronzer. When you just go in with a small amount, you can definitely build it up if you want, but I find that that's a perfect amount for me. I know my ring light might wash it out some, but in person it's like the perfect shade, the perfect amount. Now for the blush, it has been so long since I've used this blush, and I used to love this one. This is from Tarte. This is their Man Eater Blush and Glow Cheek Plump, and this one is in the shade Buff. This is a beautiful shade. I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my hand because I don't remember how pigmented this is, and it looks like that. I'm just taking a small amount of it, but look how beautiful that shade is. It's so lovely. It's like the perfect fall blush. Well, I mean, really, if we're being honest, it's like the perfect year-round blush. So I'm going to pick that up with that same versed brush. I actually had a different blush in mind. I was going to use something that was a little more red, but then I saw this one in my blush drawers over there, and yeah. Look at that. I mean, it's a beautiful fall blush, but I mean, it's beautiful year round because it's like a nude blush, but it definitely has a little bit more of that nudie, slightly brown leaning peach. And I think it's so stunning, and you can definitely build it up. I usually don't, but I might for the sake of the video here. So let me apply a little bit more on the back of my hand, and I'll build it up on this side so you can see it. But you see just how beautiful that blush is, and it blends out so effortlessly. I need to be using it more. This blush, you know what I would love to try? I don't think I want, well, should I do it today? I don't think so. I would love to use this as a base and then place my favorite Milani blush, the Romantic Rose shade, over the top just to see what that would look like. I don't know if I'd want to do that today, really, because, you know, I kind of had this little thing going on here, this theme, but I don't know. I think that would be really, really pretty. And you know, I'm just taking the applicator and rubbing some of this on the back of my hand. It is a lot more easier to work with than I remember. I mean, it's still very pigmented for me, my skin tone, but it's definitely not too panicky. At least not this shade. I know they have a lot of shades. I believe they have a lot of shades in this line. Now, I think they have two different lines. This is the one that has like a lot of glow. Is there one that's more matte? I'm not sure. But this one is perfect. I don't know. I might have to try that Milani blush over the top just so I can see. Maybe that's something I'll do off camera, like just film this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I'll be applying powder in just a second, by the way. I know my face is like really shiny, but I had to get these steps down first. Okay, for powder, I have two different ones here because one of them I am scraping. Look at this. This is one that I've repressed in the center and now it's starting to wear away again. So I'm like taking a smaller brush in this for now because there's not much left and using it exclusively for more of my under eye area because there's really not a lot left. So I'm just going to take it like right in here, and then I have another powder that I'm going to go in with in just a second. There's very minimal creasing with that corrector and that concealer. I think they make a really pretty combo. I mean, there's still some creasing because I do have creases on my under eye area, but it's not that bad. Not like some concealers. I don't know, this might be enough. I might not have to really go in with the other powder like I thought I would. I said, well, you know what, I might have to, but no, I think this one actually it's working out pretty well. Oh, did I even tell you this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Pressed Powder? This one's in the translucent. I absolutely will be repurchasing this powder. Maybe not right this very second, but it is one that I eventually would love to have back in my collection because it is a good one. And you can see how close I am to being completely done with it. Now I'm going to take this Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. I really do love this bronzer. This is another one that is in my everyday makeup drawer, and I'm just going to go over the top of where I put the cream bronzer. This is a beautiful combo between the two of them. I've been wearing that combo of bronzer every day since I picked up the cream bronzer, and oh, I love it. They're so pretty together. Okay, and then for my brows, I'm just going to go in with my Laura Geller Sculpt and Stay Brow Pencil and my Refi Brow Sculpt, right? Is that what that's called? Brow Sculpt. On the day I'm filming this, which is Thursday, because this video is going up Monday. Yeah. Refi just launched their brown mascara. Now, I'm filming this pretty early in the morning, so I haven't purchased it yet, but I definitely want to try it because I love that mascara in the black shade. So I'm just so curious to try it out in the brown. The brown, for some reason, is $2 more. Like, the black shade is $6, and the brown is like $28. I'm not sure why that is, but I mean, I still want to try it. And then I'm going to go in with this brow sculpt, which is really good. It has a really nice hold, and it can definitely give you that laminated brow look if you are more into that. Okay, now the lips, I was more so wanting a shade that really matched this kind of burgundy, cranberry, whatever you want to call it, outer corner of the eye. So I pulled this lip combo from my little drawers over here. This is the ColourPop. Oh wait, this is the wrong. Okay, I picked up the wrong liner. Give me a second. Okay, now I have the right one. This is the ColourPop and Rudolph collab. This is the lippie pencil in the shade Rudolph. And then I have the matching Luxe lipstick in Rudolph. This is a very deep, rich, like maybe burgundy red. I thought it would be very pretty with this look. We shall see. So let me line my lips with this. Okay, so that is that all filled in with this. It's very pretty. And then we're going to take that Rudolph lipstick over the top of that. Okay, there is that lip. I think it actually goes really well with the eyes. You know, I thought about one time taking a little bit more of that eyeshadow in the Sigma palette and applying it over the top, but I don't know if I really want to do that or not. I think I just want to keep it kind of as is. But you know what? I am going to go in with that other powder, the One Size powder. This one is the Ultimate Setting Powder in Ultra Peach. And I'm going to place that right here in this T-zone area. This is one of the best powders. Like if you're looking for a good loose powder, this one is really good. It's still probably my favorite high-end loose powder. Okay, but here is this completed makeup look. What do we think? This is definitely a beautiful fall makeup look. I really do love it. I think it's so pretty. That lip is really beautiful with the eyes, especially like this more outer portion of the eye look. Just really love that together. I'm definitely into this. I love fall makeup looks. There's something about fall. Yes, usually the lips are, when you see a lot of fall looks, usually the lips are very bold. They're like this, or they're like a really rich dark brown or something like that, which is not always in my comfort zone, but honestly, I need to get them in my comfort zone because that is a really beautiful lip. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads, and follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly. All of these products will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission. And if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!